Hey, what's up? Good morning, everybody. Excuse me as I groove a little bit. Oh, no! That's right. It's the new Victory Monday tradition. We're going to dance every Monday morning after they win. And they did yesterday. The Packers pummeling the Detroit Lions. Putting up 42 points, 40-plus points 2 weeks in a row, coming out of the gate. Not bad for a team with no weapons. What you know about that? What's going on, everyone? Hello to everybody in the comments. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody on the socials here for Cheesehead TV. Thanks to those of you. I saw a couple of you already give a shout out to the watch party yesterday. Corey and I always have a great time. Always tons of fun. Welcoming in Packers fans from all over the world. It is incredible, really, how many international fans seem to check in each and every time, not only for the watch parties, but including these here chats. Good to see everyone. Happy Victory Monday. Hope you're all doing well. And I had a super chat even before I started, which is crazy. John, thanks for the super chat. Are we going to ever see Equiminius St. Brown play a snap in the regular season? Josh, you already did his rookie year. Thanks for calling. No, I'm kidding. We'll see. I mean, he is on IR now, but this season in 2020, you are allowed to bring guys off of IR, as many as you want, after 3 weeks. So we'll see how long-term this knee injury is for him. Nathan, thanks for the super chat. Any chance you can have Bob Uecker on a watch party? God, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Now, obviously, I don't think he'd ever be able to do it for the extended time, but it'd be incredible just to have him on for just 2 minutes. Oh, I'd love it. I'll make inquiries. It's a good question. I don't know. We'll see. What's going on? Amazing. There are people who still find no joy after 2 dominant wins. Michael, I don't want to tell people how to fan. I get everyone's different. But yeah, people who are like total misery guts after a big win, I got no time for. I mean, good, go be miserable. I mean, that's what you do. You got to do you. And look, I have really good friends who are like that. Like some of my lifelong friends. In fact, that song that I was playing at the start there, that's me and my buddy who I've known since I was like 5 years old. And we've been recording music together forever. He is one of those fatalistic, like as soon as something goes wrong, it's like, oh, the game's over. Like I never say a lot of ball game left more with another human being than I do with my friend Ben. He is one of those. So it's rare that we watch games together because of that. But, well, that in the distance now. But I don't get it, man. Like people who, you have a big 40-plus point output, 2-0 in the division to start the season, feeling good, and someone comes in and goes, oh, nice performance by Sternberger. Yeah, he had a drop. He's got to bounce back. No question about it. But if that's your takeaway, man, go be miserable. Fine. We don't need you around here. Nicholas, thanks to the super chat. MVS could be special if he had better hand-eye coordination. I don't know. I got nothing for that. I'm not one to talk about professional athletes' hand-eye coordination, but yeah, you might be right. Alex, thanks for the super chat. Man, the Lions are not coached great, are they? Also, Gary looks awesome. Dude works his butt off. Also, go Cubs. Ooh, you were doing so well, Alex. I don't know if they're not coached well. I think they certainly have areas where they are at a disadvantage talent-wise. But that said, it's a results-oriented business, and the results have not been good for Matt Patricia. So no doubt about the bottom line, so to speak. What else we got? Preston, thank you for the super chat. Don't know if you heard him, but Greg Jennings made a comment about our lack of wide receiver depth during the game. Shows he knows nothing about this team. Well, it's the perception, right? The national perception, especially. And he's seen the team 2 weeks in a row now, so it's not like he hasn't been privy and or been doing his homework in regards to who's on the roster. I think that's going to stick all year. It's going to be, they should have drafted a wide receiver. No matter how many points they put up, no matter how well the wide receivers do, the draft industrial complex and those that read it, which is pretty much everybody who follows or covers the NFL, are going to stick with that narrative no matter what. Stick to your guns, double down. It's what they do. You can safely ignore all of that. What else we got? Unicorn, thanks for the super chat. Do you think New York Giants will call about Jamal? I guess it's a possibility after the injury to Saquon Barkley. I would be surprised if they gave up many, if any, assets for a running back especially, but a team that has started 0-2, probably not going much of anywhere. I can't imagine they're going to be giving up draft picks, but you never know. And the Giants are a franchise that started 0-2 and then went on to win a Super Bowl. So far be it from me to give them advice. Is Jones going to lead the league in touchdowns again? Sure, why not? Good morning from Western New York. What's up, Chad? Morning from New York City. This is the first time since 2014 that I'm legitimately excited to watch this offense. I mean, it is fun, right? Early thoughts on Sternberger. Duke, he's got to get out of his own way. I mean, that drop yesterday was a classic example of turning your head before you've secured the football. That's football 101. That's shit you learn in Pop Warner. And yes, people, it happens at the pro level. You saw it, Sternberger. You've seen it with MVS. Hell, you saw it with Devontae Adams back in the day. But that's my point, really, when it comes to Sternberger. People want to jump all over this kid. He's in year 2, and he missed most of his rookie year with injuries. Can we just slow down? And he missed the first part of camp because he had COVID. I mean, people are so quick to want to label it. Just let it breathe, man. Let it breathe. Greetings from Louisiana. What's up, Jonathan? It's game week against New Orleans. Good. Everyone says Jones, but Gary was awesome. Bad. Run defense. Ugly. The slow starts. Yeah, the slow starts are interesting, especially for a team that was so hot out of the gate for most of last year. Definitely going to be asking LaFleur about that later today. Nathan, thanks again for the super chat. If Jennings calls our games 40 burgers to 16-0, all our games with Greg Jennings, I'm not sure I can handle that, but we'll see. From Minnesota, enjoying the local Vikes coverage today. I'll bet you are. Any word on Devontae? Nothing yet, BM. Not a word. We'll undoubtedly be able to ask LaFleur about it at his presser later today. I doubt he'll give up anything. Probably won't know much until Wednesday when we get that first injury report. What do we got? Andrew, thanks for the super chat. Good job not doing the wave on offense. We do our best at the Cheesehead TV watch party to give you an authentic Packers viewing experience. However, we draw the line at doing the wave on offense. So we thank you. Thank you, Andrew, for your support there. Josh, Aaron Jones production only going to raise his price? I don't know how much more it can be raised when you look at his comparables around the league, whether it's Kamara or Cook or who have, that's going to be where the agent is going to look. The Packers know what he can do. It's not like you can look at anything past last year and think, okay, yeah, this guy's insanely productive in this offense, no matter what he does this year. Those benchmarks have been set. So I don't really see him being more productive being an issue. Was it a good sign to see, what does that say, Devontae on the sideline rather than with the medical staff? Yeah, Chad, I would think so. But you never really know. I mean, sometimes guys, it looks completely innocuous, and all of a sudden he's got an 10-week injury. Or, a guy looks like he's gotten blown up, tries to shake it off the sideline, goes into the locker room, and you think, oh, gosh, that's him out for the year. And then next week he's fine. It happens each and every week, each and every year. You can just kind of hold your breath a little bit and hope for the best. Can they actually slow down Alvin Kamara? Whew, Bryson. Yes, by being efficient on offense and dominating time of possession. That is their best weapon against Kamara and the Saints offense in general. Because I don't see the Packers defense doing much to slow down anybody. So we'll see. We'll see. Not a week ahead, but yeah, that's concerning to say the least. For some reason, I feel this team is actually pretty balanced. I think for the most part it is. The one glaring problem is the run defense and how that allows opponents to dictate, because the Packers, if they are going to stop the run, they're going to have to commit numbers. And then when you do so, well, then you open yourself up outside. And certainly the Packers have the corners to hold up. I think the safety play has been really, I won't say suspect, but below the standard that they need. And, those are the pick your poison situations that the better offenses are going to be able to take advantage of. And that, to me, is the number one problem. I think on offense, you're right. I think there's a great balance there. They can pretty much do what they want. It's great to see last week Devontae Adams be the bell cow, so to speak. And then you heard Aaron Rodgers after the game talk about how clear it was that the Detroit's game plan was to take away Adams. Okay, fine. So he has 3 catches. Aaron Jones comes to the fore and absolutely dominates. So it is very much going to be, okay, who do you want to stop and where else can the Packers go? So far, no one can stop everybody. And I think that's going to continue. Duke, 14-3, Packers Twitter is melting. 34-14, Packers Twitter is pure happiness. Duke, I will say, I'm really happy we're doing watch parties for the very reason that you're stating, because I'm not on Twitter for most of the game. So I don't have to deal with it. It does get a little old when every time they fall behind in the first quarter, Packers Twitter is ready to absolutely fire everybody, cut everybody. It's so tiresome. And it is great to be on a watch party and just kind of watch the game without all of that noise and nonsense. So good riddance to all that. John, still got to drop a dynamite drop in Monte on Corey in the next watch party. Fun watch yesterday. Go Pack Go, carry the G. John, no doubt about it. I love it. Why did they let Fackrell go this year? He played really well yesterday. Well, because you can't pay everybody. It's one thing to want to keep a guy around, but he got paid a decent amount by the Giants. And I thought, yeah, he played okay for the Giants, but it's not like they don't have Rashan Gary waiting in the wings, who has absolutely balled out these first 2 weeks. So I ain't too worried about it. Nicholas, thanks for the super chat. Remember when people said we should go get Le'Veon? Nicholas, I do. It's adorable. What else we got here? Unicorn, thanks again for the super chat. MVS has made some impressive hands catches, in my opinion. Drops happened, and he is slowly showing serious growth in year 3 with electric speed. Stay the course. I mean, that's the hope, right? Draft and develop. Year 3 wide receivers, that's the develop time. So he's right on schedule for the most part. Getting texts, getting messages. Love it. Saints game concern for Packers defense. Yes. Just yes. I mean, I don't know what else to say that. Riley, thanks for the super chat. Watch party for Brewers if they make the postseason. Lock it up. Absolutely 1,000%. I mean, as long as it's not interfering with the Packers game, I'm all in. Let's do it. Do you think the lack of fans is helpful to kicking/punting? I mean, I don't know, Doug. Maybe a little bit. I mean, we certainly saw a couple really nice punts from JK yesterday, but he does tend to punt really well when the weather is nice, as my partner Corey has pointed out several times. But we'll see what happens when the weather turns. As far as the fans not being there really affecting them or helping in any way, I do know Matt Schneidman asked Crosby about that a couple of availabilities ago in regards to like sightlines and how it might, help and or screw you up. And Crosby said, like, well, you're kind of just dialed in and you're not really noticing the background. So can only take him at his word, right? Do you think Kenny Clark plays Sunday night? Oh, man, it's way too early in the week for me to make that kind of determination. Let's see what Wednesday brings. I hope so, but I'm not holding my breath. Let's put it that way. The fact that he did not practice one day last week, not even in a limited fashion, suggests to me that it's going to be a multi-week sit down for Kenny, especially with a groin injury where not only can they nag, but, man, you re-aggravate that, and then you could be out for an even longer amount of time. We know the Packers medical staff is notoriously conservative about bringing guys back, unless you're talking to, Martellus Bennett. But, I'd be surprised if he's out there Sunday. Jake, thanks for the super chat. 2 sacks and a pick 6 causing pressure. Not bad for a confirmed bust. It is interesting how, anytime there's a 3rd and long and Gary doesn't get home, the chat or my Twitter mentions all fill up with these people who just want more than anything to determine that Gary is a bust. But as soon as he produces, it's crickets. I'm trying to piece that puzzle together. It doesn't really, I don't know. I'll have to report back on that. It is interesting though. Any news on the Adams injury? Nothing, Marshall. I wouldn't expect anything until Wednesday. Maybe LaFleur gives us something later today, but I'd be surprised. Liking how LaFleur is all gas to end these games instead of playing to kill the clock. I'm with you, man. I tell you what, and I asked Matt about this yesterday. I also loved how much he went for it on 4th down. I think at least 3 times, if my memory serves me right. And, one of those was 4th and significant on his own side of the field. So, yeah, man, I'm all for it. I'm loving it. He's playing like me on Madden, which is a good and really bad thing. But, of course, they are much more talented than I am on the sticks. So, I'm loving it. Loving it. Nagler, let's be real. Packers fans are bipolar. Well, yeah, that's probably true, AM. You're probably right there. Rashan Gary is only year 2. Super pumped. Yeah, Edward, you should be, man. I'm telling you, I said it all summer long at camp, day in and day out. He was the guy who really turned your head, who was so active. And I think you continue to see that through these first 2 games. I mean, that guy, there is no off position on the Gary switch. And I just can't wait to watch more of him. He is a ton of fun. William, Thank you for the super chat. I think we're one veteran defensive tackle away being safe. LOL. Well, I mean, I'm going to be very interested to see how Gutekunst works the wire this week, and or maybe looks at free agency, a possible trade. Who knows how he goes about trying to patch up that defensive line? But man, they were worked in the running game early yesterday, and obviously the offense helped along the way getting that lead. But you can't count on that week in and week out. At some point, you've got to be able to hold up against the run. I don't care if Kenny's in there or not. They need better play up front. Now, who knows what's up with Lancaster, etc. But man, there's work to be done on the defensive front, no question. Can we get Dalen Mack back? I mean, they could, Roberto, but they let him go for a reason. If they thought he could help, they would have had him stick around. It's a weird kid, man. Like, this guy's had a cup of coffee at like 3 different spots in less than a month. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, I would have thought if he could help, they'd have, rather than letting him go, they would have elevated him to the 53 for the game day festivities. Legless, thanks to the super chat. Sternberger is pissing me off. Too soon? Way too soon. Way too soon. I talked about it just a little bit ago. Did Devontae Adams piss you off his second year? Yes? Then relax. That's all I can say. He's still a young kid. A lot of growth ahead of him. A lot of potential still there. Yeah, he's got to catch it. No question about it. But let's just dial back the Sternberger frustration just for a second. Just give him a minute. Why is Lane Taylor not on IR? I don't know if you guys saw, but Lane made a joke because I tweeted out the inactives yesterday and his name was on it. And he said, I almost suited up, LOL. The Packers have done this since going back to Ted. Like, if there's not a move that they have to make, they're not going to make it. You know, once they need that spot for a body or somebody to be either drawn up from the practice squad or signed to the 53 from outside the building, then they'll make the move. But until they need it, they got no reason to make the move. So that's the best I got, because they do it again and again and again. David, thanks for the super chat. What did 12 see that he was so upset that Matt LaFleur called a timeout? He saw a completion, an impossible touchdown taken off the board. Yeah, man. As I said on Twitter, Aaron Rodgers yelling at LaFleur for taking that timeout was so pure. That looked like me in a watch party. Shout out to 12. Well done, buddy. Arthur, thanks for the super chat. What other defensive tackles available other than Snacks? No clue. I got to go look at the free agency lists that I'm sure Gutekunst and company are looking at. Sorry I'm late. Patrick, I love that you gave us a super chat to say sorry you're late. You are carrying the G in the other part of the world. Packers still held Detroit to 81 total rushing yards. Cool holding Adrian Peterson to 42. Dig on that. I mean, I love it. Obviously, the offense had a lot to do with that by getting out to a lead eventually. But yeah, I mean, they held it together. But I think Detroit kind of going away from the run had a lot more to do with it than the actual play of the Packers up front. Grimy One, thanks for the super chat. We got a real challenge next week with New Orleans. Thoughts? I think the whole key to the game is time of possession and keeping the ball, playing keep away, essentially, grinding clock, running the football, playing possession, and keeping it out of Drew Brees' hands. I do think it'll be a back and forth affair, but the more they can limit possession from the Saints, the bigger shot, the better shot they have. I don't think there's any question there. Thoughts on Kamal Martin this game? Well, he's not available for, I believe, 8 weeks, or maybe 2 more weeks, but I doubt it's going to happen this week. When the injury happened, they said it was about a 6 to 8 week injury. So I'd be very surprised if he's back anytime soon. Lancaster overpaid bust. He's an undrafted free agent. What? What? Oh my God. Facebook. Come on, Facebook. Up your game. I can't handle these ridiculous comments this early in the morning. Attorney Cooper is here to be pissed off about the draft. Our first round pick will be on the bench all year. A first round defensive tackle or inside linebacker would have been an upgrade of what we have currently. Funny how we've gone from, they should have drafted a wide receiver to, they should have drafted a defensive tackle or an inside linebacker. Man, when y'all going to learn? They are investing. Long-term investment. Did you watch the Vikings game? You know, when they were throwing out like young corners and the Packers were rolling out corners that they've had for a while because they invested at the position. Quarterback's no different. You remember how, these teams are so desperate for a quarterback? Look at the Bears. You want to be the Bears? You want to be the Bears. You're desperate for a quarterback, so you trade up for Mitch Trubisky and screw up the pick, by the way, but then also are in quarterback purgatory forever. The Packers have been the picture of stability at quarterback for over a decade because they thought ahead, because they value long-term investment. That's what the draft is for in Green Bay. You want to go play fantasy football? Go ahead. But I'm with Brian Gutekunst. Let it develop. Let it play out. They've won 2 games by scoring 40-plus points. Packer fans, you're never happy. It drives me insane. Taysom Hill revenge tour. Man, here it comes. Be ready for it. Be ready for it. Got time for 1 or 2 more here. What we got? I still love the draft. So do I. You know why? Because I got players. Guys that are going to develop into really, really good players. Just, gosh, man. It's too early. Too early to start drinking, but I'm close. I think Runyon is our starting right guard next year. I'd see that. Need a lot of ball game left, but we'll see. Let's talk about Big Bob. Hey, way to bounce back from the drop. Although, obviously the Detroit defender had something to do with that. But to come back and have that touchdown catch. And overall, I thought played a pretty good game. I haven't watched the entire game back yet, but from what I can see, played a pretty solid game. So, yeah, I'm here for Big Bob Tonyan season. I think we all should be. Speaking of Trubisky, the Bears need to extend him. Nathan, thank you for the super chat, and I could not agree more. All right, guys, I got to get going. Thanks so much for all the super chats, for all the support. Please hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and if you're so inclined, please consider giving us $5 a month on our Patreon page, patreon.com/cheeseheadtv. It does things like support 5+ hours of live streaming each and every game day. If you can't, totally understand. Just hit like. Hit subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Cheesehead TV. We are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. Go Pack Go.